Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is the Cartoon Man 13 here, and I'm gonna do two videos today. I'm gonna do my top 3 worst films of 2019, my top 28 favorite films of 2019, and on another video, I'm gonna do a what to look forward to in 2020. I may or may not do a favorite films of the decade. I don't know. If you want me to, then if you want me to do a favorite films of the decade of the 2010s, comment below and let me know. Anyways, I'm just gonna go through my list for this first video. I'm gonna go through my top 3 worst films of 2019. I'm gonna go through my top 28 favorite films of 2019. Of course, there are more films that I liked than disliked. But you know what? I'm just gonna go through the top 3 worst films of 2019. Alright, so yeah. Anyways, my number 3 choice for the worst movie of 2019 is Hellboy 2019. Now, David Harbour's performance wasn't bad as Hellboy, but let's face it, he's no Ron Perlman. But I thought the movie was kind of boring and kind of uneventful, and even the character of Hellboy was unlikable. He seemed like a whiny crybaby sometimes. The only things that this movie had going for it were the gore and David Harbour's performance. But even then, his character's like, oh, he's a crybaby. But yeah, Hellboy 2019 was just uneventful and forgettable. I'm just gonna give it a 4 out of 10. It's just a below average movie. Number 2 is another below average movie, The Curse of La Llorona. It wasn't Linda Cardellini wasn't that bad in the movie, but the movie felt like it was it wasn't really that scary. I mean, I wasn't scared by the film. In fact, it was kind of slow at times, and I didn't think it was that scary. But yeah, The Curse of La Llorona, I'm gonna give a 4 out of 10. And by the way, it's part of the Conjuring franchise, and this was the first Conjuring film. Yes, I've never seen any of the Conjuring movies. So Curse of La Llorona being my first Conjuring film that I saw. And, yeah. Anyways, like I said, Curse of La Llorona, I'm going to give it 2 out of... I'll give it a 4 out of 10. I said 4 earlier, so I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. And number 1 for the worst movie of 2019 is Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. Oh my god, that movie had a convoluted story, not that interesting of characters, and I didn't care. I mean, Angelina Jolie was fine, but that's about it. And the visuals were cool, but that's it. It doesn't have a good story, it doesn't have good characters, it doesn't have much of it. Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, I'll give a 2 out of 10, just because of Angelina Jolie's performance and the visuals. Now, let's go through my list of my top 28 favorite films of 2019. Yeah, there were more films that I liked than disliked. So I'm gonna start off with number 28, which is Aladdin, the 2019 version. Now, I thought this was a pretty fine remake. I mean, Will Smith wasn't bad as the genie. The actors do a pretty good job. The visuals look great, the story was kind of cool, but of course, nothing beats the original 1992 film. So, it's not as good as the 1992 film, but I thought it was a good live action remake. I'll give Aladdin a 6 out of 10. It was good. Then number 27, another Disney live action remake, Dumbo. Now, it was a cute movie. I thought the elephant looked cute, but I thought the elephant also looked cute in the 1940 animated film. But yeah, the visuals were good. It was just, just a cute movie, a decent little time waster. Michael Keaton, Danny DeVito, they're both in the movie. Eva Green. I thought they all did fine performance-wise, and yeah. Anyways, Dumbo I'll give a 6 out of 10 to. Number 26, another little cute movie, The Secret Life of Pets 2. Now, I thought this was a good sequel to the first movie, and yeah, I thought the voice acting was fine from like Patton Oswalt and Kevin Hart, Eric Stonestreet, Harrison Ford. Whoops, sorry about that. Crap, crap. But anyways, like I was saying, I thought the voice acting was good. And the animation was fine. Hmm. It was just another cute movie. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It was a cute movie. Number 25, The Addams Family. Now I like the Addams Family TV show. It's a classic TV show, and the movies are good with Raul Julia in them. And I think Angelica Houston. I'm not too sure. Maybe it could be somebody else. I don't know. If I'm wrong, then let me know. But anyways, I thought this was another fine animated film. The animation wasn't the best, but it was fine. I mean, Oscar Isaac, Charlize Theron, Finn Wolfhard, who I think is the kid from Stranger Things, Chloe Grace Moretz. I mean, they all do a good job. Even Snoop Dogg was good as Thing. No, wait, was he? Or no, I think that was Cousin It. I think the Thing is the hand. You know, the decapitated hand. I think Thing is the decapitated hand. Cousin It is the Snoop Dogg voice Cousin It. And I thought he did fine. Anyways, I'll give the Addams Family a 7 out of 10. Then number 24 is another live action remake, The Lion King. Is it as good as the 1994 movie? No, I don't think so, but it's still a good live action remake. James Earl Jones, it's nice to see him again as Mufasa, and I do like the new cast members: Donald Glover, Beyonce, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Billy Eichner, Seth Rogen. I mean, you do have all these cast members, and Keegan Michael Key's also in the movie too. Yeah, I thought the CGI looked really good. I thought some of the landscapes looked good, and yeah, I thought the story was good. I mean, it's just a retelling of the original, and I thought the characters were pretty fun. So yeah, Lion King, I'll give a 7 out of 10. It was a fine movie. Number 23 is Dark Phoenix. Yes, Dark Phoenix. I know a lot of X-Men fans hate this film, but I actually didn't mind it. I mean, I like it more than X-Men Apocalypse. Yeah, I can say it that much. I like it more than X-Men Apocalypse. X-Men Apocalypse was just boring. But this, there's actually a couple of interesting stuff in it. I mean, I like Sophie Turner, who played Jean Grey. Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique. Yeah, James McAvoy as Charles Xavier, Professor X. Um, Michael Fassbender as Eric Lensher, aka Magneto. I mean, Ty Sheridan as Cyclops. And no, Hugh Jackman doesn't make an appearance in it as Wolverine. But yeah, um, I mean, there were some pretty decent action sequences, and I didn't mind the story, and although it could have been better, but yeah. Dark Phoenix was a good movie. I didn't mind it. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Number 22 is Midway. Now the CGI isn't the best for a war movie, but I thought it was a fine movie. I mean, I like some of the performances from Ed Skrein and Woody Harrelson, Dennis Quaid. I mean, even Nick Jonas. Mandy Moore's also in the movie too. I think Patrick Wilson's in the movie too. But yeah, I like there was some fun action sequences, some fun war sequences. No, I did not see 1917, so don't expect 1917 to be on the list. I haven't seen Like, I haven't seen a lot of the critically acclaimed movies like Knives Out or even like Knives Out or Parasite or even all that other stuff. But yeah, going back to Midway, Midway was a pretty fun movie. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. The CGI wasn't the best, but it was still fine. Number 21 is Pokemon Detective Pikachu. Now, Ryan Reynolds makes a really good Pikachu. He made a really good Deadpool. Now he made a really good Pikachu. I do look forward to seeing him in Free Guy. I do. I do look forward to seeing Ryan Reynolds in Free Guy. Free Guy looks like a lot of fun. But yeah, going back to Detective Pikachu, I thought Ryan Reynolds made a good Pikachu. I thought he did. I mean, the human characters were but the Pokemon characters were good. I mean, I grew up with Pokemon, so I grew up with the TV show Pokemon. You know, Ash, Misty, and Brock. The Team Rocket, James, Jesse, James, and Meowth. But yeah, I mean, Ryan Reynolds made a good Pikachu. The CGI on the Pokemon looked really cool, and yeah, I do look. I Pokemon Detective Pikachu was another cute movie. I'll give Pokemon Detective Pikachu an 8 out of 10. But then number 20 is Alita Battle Angel. Now, this was based off of the anime and manga. I've never seen the OVA, which I never read the manga, but yeah, I thought this was a fun movie. I mean, Rosa Salazar, who played Alita, I thought Rosa Salazar did fine. I mean, yeah, she has the cute anime eyes, which makes sense because it was based off of an animated manga. They enlarged her eyes a little bit, but I thought the film was good. I mean, Rosa Salazar, Christoph Waltz, Ed Screen's in the movie too. I think he was like a robot, like a villain robot. But I think Jennifer Connelly, Mahershala Ali, they're also in the movie too. But yeah. Alright, yeah. Anyways, Alita Battle Angel, I thought the CGI looked really good on it. And yeah. Anyways, I'll give Alita Battle Angel an 8 out of 10. Number 19 is the Lego Movie 2, the second part. Now, I thought this was a very solid sequel. I mean, Chris Pratt, Elizabeth Banks, they come back as Emmett and Wildstyle. I think Will Arnett also returns as Batman. I mean, it's not as good as the first, but it was still a fun sequel. I liked it. Tiffany Haddish as that Queen whatever wannabe. I think that's what her name was. Yeah, the anime, Tiffany Haddish was fine. I mean, I also liked her in Girls Trip. So I mean, Tiffany Haddish is everywhere nowadays. And let's be honest, she's everywhere. But I thought the animation looked good. I I thought it had a pretty good story. There were some surprising moments in there too, I will admit. Lego Movie 2, I'll give an 8 out of 10. Number 18 is Glass. Now, I thought Glass was a pretty fine conclusion to M. Night Shyamalan's East Rail 177 trilogy. I mean, it was nice seeing the characters from Unbreakable and Split going into the same movie. And, yeah. Nice to see James McAvoy back as that person with the 23 personalities, the Beast. I think Kevin Crumb. But yeah, I also like Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson. I like how they're back from Unbreakable. And yeah. And no, I haven't seen another movie I haven't seen is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So don't expect that movie to be on the list either. But I do want to see that film though. I haven't seen The Irishman, so that's another film that's not going to be on this list. And what's another critically acclaimed movie that came out? Ready or Not. I haven't seen that film yet, but I want to. But going back to Glass, yeah, Bruce Willis, I thought the acting was good, and Samuel L. Jackson and James McAvoy, they did a good job too. And yeah, I thought it was a pretty good way to wrap up the trilogy, and yeah. Anyways, I'll give Glass an 8 out of 10. Number 17 is Uncut Gems. Yes, a critically acclaimed movie is on the list. But yeah, number 17 is Uncut Gems. Now, I thought Adam Sandler, for a more serious performance, did really good. And, I thought the story and acting was good. It was definitely a more realistic film, which I liked. And like I said, Adam Sandler wasn't bad performance wise. He was pretty good, actually. And, the story was good, the character was good, and the visuals looked great. And yeah, I actually really enjoyed Uncut Gems. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Number 16 is Toy Story 4. Now, I mean, when I first heard that they were making a Toy Story 4, I was a bit curious. I mean, I wonder how they'll continue the story after the third movie wrapped up an arc. But yeah, Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, they're back. You see Bo Peep again. And yeah, only Bo Peep has a nice. I actually like Bo Peep's new look. She looks pretty cool. But yeah, and I do like some of the new characters like Forky and stuff, and of course some of our old characters returning. And yeah, it's Pixar, so it's gonna have good animation, and it does. It has a good story, it has good characters, it's just a good movie. Toy Story 4 was really good. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Now we get to the top 15 movies of 2019, in my opinion. Number 15 is It Chapter 2. Yes, I thought It Chapter 2 is a very solid sequel to the first movie. I like how you see the grown up versions of the Losers Club, like James McAvoy, Jessica Chastain, Bill Skarsgård returning as Pennywise. Yeah, I thought this was a very fun sequel to the first movie. I mean, it was good. The visuals looked interesting. It was pretty intense at times, and yeah, I actually quite enjoyed it. Chapter 2. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Number 14 is Shazam. Yes, it's based off of the DC Comics character. But yeah, Shazam is another really good movie. I like Asher Angel, who plays the younger Billy Batson. I like Zachary Levi, who plays the older version, Shazam. Asher Angel plays the younger version of him. Zachary Levi plays the older version of him. So yeah. Yeah, I thought Asher Angel as the young and Zachary Levi as the older. I thought their performances were good. I liked the action sequences. It was funny at times, which I liked. And yeah, I thought it was a very good film from DC. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Number 13 is Jordan Peele's follow up to Get Out, which is Us. Now, believe it or not, in my opinion, I actually like Us more than Get Out. Get Out was fine, but it was more interesting than scary. But Us is actually pretty scary. I mean, the doppelgangers and the family that finds out they have doppelgangers, and yeah, I thought the performances were good from Lupita Nyong'o and Winston Duke. They were both from Black Panther. And yeah, I do like hold on. Yeah, I do like, hold on. It was like, my eye was just itching like crazy, but yeah. Like I was saying, Us had a very good story. It was definitely creepy and intense at times. And yeah, I like how Jordan Peele made a scarier film than Get Out, in my opinion. Get Out was more interesting, but Us is more scary. Us, I'll give it a 9 out of 10 too. Number 12 is Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. Now, I know a lot of Star Wars fans don't like this movie, but I actually quite enjoyed it. I thought it wrapped up the Skywalker saga very well. I mean, yes, I know our three main characters from the original trilogy, Luke, Leia, and Han, they all die in this trilogy. But Chancellor Palpatine returns, and it's the continuing adventures of Rey, Finn, and Poe. And yeah, yeah. I thought Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker was a very solid conclusion to the Star Wars Skywalker saga. I thought it had good action sequences, good visuals, good story and characters, which I like. And yeah. Anyway, Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker was a very solid conclusion to the Star Wars Skywalker saga. Whoops, again. And yeah, I thought it was a good movie. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Number 11, another solid sequel, Frozen 2. Now, the first Frozen, in my opinion, is a little bit overrated, especially that song "Let It Go, Let It Go." Back, back when the first Frozen came out, everybody kept playing that song over and over again, and it got annoying. I was like, "Shut up! Just turn that song off. I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear it again." But when I found out they were making a sequel, I wasn't really that surprised. But when I saw the trailer, I'm like, wow, this actually looks like a good sequel. And do I like it more than the first film? In some ways, yes, I do like it more than the first film. Into the Unknown, which is the more popular song in the film, it wasn't as overplayed and everywhere as Let It Go was. But I still kind of think Into the Unknown is kind of an overrated song. I mean, it's not as bad as Let It Go. But But I don't know. I mean, I like some of the other musical numbers more than Into the Unknown. I mean, which I know Into the Unknown got nominated for an Oscar for Best Original Song. But yeah, Frozen 2 is just another good movie. I thought it had good story, good characters, and I thought it was in some ways better than the first movie. And yeah, I'll give Frozen 2 a 9 out of 10. It was really good. I liked it. Okay, now we get to the top 10. Yes, the really good films on this list. Alright, so yeah, number 10 is Captain Marvel. I thought Brie Larson did a really good job as Captain Marvel. Seeing a younger Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, uh, yeah, it was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. I liked the story. I liked the action sequences. The characters were good, and yeah, the cat was cute. Yeah, the cat creature with the little octopus things that comes out of his mouth. And the scrolls. Yeah, it wasn't. I like Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel was a really good movie, and I thought it was. I thought it was a pretty helping. I thought it helped out wrap up the Infinity Saga pretty well. And yeah, Captain Marvel was a really good movie. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Number 9 is Spider Man Far From Home. Now, this movie is basically the epilogue to the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Infinity Saga. I thought it was a pretty good way to wrap up the Infinity Saga. I mean, I like Tom Holland as Peter Parker's Spider Man. Jake Gyllenhaal made a pretty good villain as Mysterio. The action was good. It was funny, and I thought it was a really good, I liked the story, I liked the characters, and I thought it was a pretty good way to wrap up the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Infinity Saga. It was a really good epilogue, in my opinion. But yeah, Spider-Man Far From Home was a very fun way to wrap up the Marvel Cinematic Universe Infinity Saga. I know people say, "Oh, it's Avengers Endgame." No, it kind of did, but Spider-Man Far From Home is more of the epilogue to the Infinity Saga. And yeah, I thought Spider-Man Far From Home was a really good epilogue to the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Infinity Saga. And yeah, anyway, Spider-Man Far From Home, I'll give a 9 out of 10 to. It was really good. Then number 8 is Jumanji: The Next Level. This was a very solid sequel to Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. I mean, Kevin Hart, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Karen Gillian, and Jack Black, they all return. I mean, you have new cast members like Danny DeVito, Danny Glover. I like how Danny DeVito is Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and Danny Glover is Kevin Hart. But, yeah. It was pretty funny. I mean, I like the actors. I like The Rock. I like Kevin Hart. Um, the action sequences are good. I thought the humor was definitely funny. I like the landscapes about it, and yeah, Jumanji: The Next Level was a really fun sequel to Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. I know there was Jumanji with Robin Williams. It's yeah, and you had Zathura, which is a pretty underrated film. But yeah, I actually would like to see a Zathura video game movie now that I think, well, a Zathura that's a video game, just like how they did with Jumanji. If they did to Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, and Jumanji: The Next Level, they should do like a concept like Welcome to the Jungle and the Next Level with Zathura. I mean, they already did with Jumanji. Now, I want to see what they do with Zathura. Like, if they did a Zathura, but it's them going into the video game as Zathura, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, Jumanji: The Next Level was a really fun sequel. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Now we get to number 7, which is the Fast and the Furious spin-off movie, Hobbs and Shaw. I like The Rock, I like Jason Statham. I thought they had really good chemistry together, really good back and forth between the two. And Idris Elba was actually very entertaining as the villain. Idris Elba's character is the type of villain you love to hate. You just love him, but at the same time, he's the villain, so you just love to hate him. I like Idris Elba as the villain. I thought Idris Elba made a really good villain in Hobbs and Shaw. The action sequences were a lot of fun. It was over the top and fun, and I just loved it. I just loved it. Yeah, Fast and the Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. Really good story, really good characters, awesome action sequences. I like the banter between The Rock and Jason Statham. That was pretty fun. And again, Idris Elba was awesome as the villain. I love him. Anyways, Hobbs and Shaw gets a 9 out of 10 for me. It was really good for a Fast and the Furious Presents spin-off movie. And the very first movie in the spin-off series, to be precise, of the Fast and the Furious. Again, Hobbs and Shaw, I'll give a 9 out of 10 to. It was really good. Now, number 6 is the epic that we've all been waiting for since 2012. Heck, even since Avengers Infinity War. Like, that ending was just, oh man. But we waited a whole year for number 6, for my number 6 choice, and that is Avengers Endgame. Now, Avengers Endgame was a very solid, very satisfying way to wrap up the Infinity Saga. Avengers Endgame and Spider-Man Far From Home, I thought were really good ways to wrap up the Marvel Cinematic Universe Infinity Saga. I liked how it was this final battle between the Avengers and Thanos. The final action sequence at the end was just awesome. There's a whole bunch of surprises that I didn't see coming. Like, oh my god. Like that happened? Is just like wow. Anyways, Avengers Endgame was a very solid way to wrap up the Infinity Saga. And yeah. Avengers Endgame gets a perfect 10 out of 10 in my opinion. It was really good. I loved it. Now, Avengers Endgame made it at number 6. It didn't make the top 5 because I thought these movies were better than Avengers Endgame. But number 5 is Ford versus Ferrari. Yes, this is another critically acclaimed movie. It's about they want to build a Ford so they can compete against Ferrari in the Le Mans 66 race. But yeah, Matt Damon and Christian Bale had really good banter back and forth. I liked the racing sequences with the Ford and the Ferrari and whatnot. And yeah, I had a really good story. I mean, it was based off of a true story, so it was still an interesting story regardless. And I liked Matt Damon. I liked Christian Bale. I thought their characters were pretty cool. And yeah, Ford versus Ferrari was just a really good movie. I'll give it a I'll give it a, God dang it. God dang it. Anyways, Ford versus Ferrari gets a perfect 10 out of 10 for me. Number 4 is Joker. Yes, Joker. This is another critically acclaimed movie. I mean, I saw it because it was a DC movie. I mean, it looks like everybody forgot that Joker was a DC movie. They wanted to treat it like it's a critically acclaimed movie, like The Godfather or Taxi Driver. I mean, yeah, I like Joaquin Phoenix. I thought he made a good Joker, a good Arthur Fleck. I like Robert De Niro, Zazie Beetz. That's the girl from Deadpool 2. I liked her. Um, yeah, Joaquin Phoenix was good as Arthur Fleck and the Joker. And yeah, I really enjoyed Joker. It had a good story. It was a good origin story for the Joker. Arthur Fleck is definitely an interesting character. The characters are pretty interesting. And yeah, the movie didn't have much action in it, but it was more of a drama with some thriller elements thrown in there. It's more of a drama slash thriller.